Right. I'm going to be speaking today about the pros and cons of website builders. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because it's my talk, but there's adverts around everywhere now, even on telly, Wix and GoDaddy and that. There's adverts around everywhere, so I just sort of touch on that topic and discuss, what are the pros and cons of using such a bit of software as opposed to hiring a web designer or a web developer. So the visuals, the cosmetics of the website, how does it look, how does it perform on the front end to a user? The functionality, so websites can be really simple from just having text and images on to being really technical and dynamic with the user. So things like taking orders and processing payments or e-commerce, taking bookings, getting quotes, content management system, allowing a user, a non-technical user, to be able to update the website themselves, data capture forms which might be integrated with other software such as CRM or email marketing software, video and image galleries, user stats, members only areas. So there's a lot a website potentially can do. And visibility, so in other words, how visible is that website with your target market? So we're talking about search engine optimization and social media marketing. So what's a website made of? So a website, the design element, that's the layout of the website and the graphics. And then there's a code. So that's all the bit that makes a website work within a browser. So you've got your front end stuff, that's how it interacts with the user through the browser. And then these are just the programming language, HTML, CSS, JavaScript are typically the languages that are used for the front end. And then the back end of the website is all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that typically you don't see. And that's some common programming languages, PHP, SQL, Python, Ruby, Java. And then the domain and hosting, so you need a domain name and you need to actually host it on a web server. So what is a website builder? All a website builder is, it's some software that takes away the need for design and coding knowledge for the user, and they can use pre-designed templates which allow the non-technical user to add basic content, so typically text, images, videos, using a drag and drop method. So rather than having to code things, you can kind of use your mouse and drag and drop things. It has its benefits and its drawbacks, which I'm going to touch on shortly. Examples of such website builders are Wix, which I'm bombarded with adverts for Wix at the moment. Site Builder, Shopify, which is more of an e-commerce offering. GoDaddy and One-on-One, they offer website builders, so if you've ever registered a domain name or got hosting, you probably see that on the back of that, they offer website builders. And WordPress.com, which is the non-self-hosted version of WordPress, and to a lesser degree WordPress as a content management system as well. So what are the pros of using a website builder? There are actually, website builders are definitely more appropriate and the smart choice for some people rather than hiring someone like myself or a web developer. So what are the pros of using a website builder? For a start, they don't have much of an upfront cost. So depending on the complexity and the spec of your website, you might be investing a couple of £100, £2,000 or £3,000, often half of which is payable up front. With a website builder, you're not going to have that. Typically, you're talking about £10 a month, and then it goes up if you want to add more functionality, which I'll cover shortly. Very fast. Well, if you've got a credit card or a PayPal account, you can buy it, and as long as you've got some content and images that you want to add, you can be up and running within days or even hours, I guess. No coding skills required, so you don't even need to really know HTML. Forget about all the back-end programming. It's very non-technical. So someone who, shall we say, is at least half computer literate can go in and set up a website with these website builders. And very little design skill is required, so you don't really need to think about how am I going to lay the website out or what images I'm going to put where, because it's all kind of templated, it's all in blocks of content. So the benefit of that is it's simple, you don't need to be able to code it yourself, but then it's also limited to a degree as well. And to be fair, some of the, like Wix I think has hundreds and hundreds of templates, at least a couple of hundred I think, so there is some scope within that. They're not all, it's not just one template that everybody has to use. So who are these website builders for? Typically hobbyists, sole traders or small business on a very low budget, especially the initial capital side of the budget, or someone who just wants a relatively basic website that they can direct customers to. Cons of using a website builder. I wish I had one of those clickers. Ongoing subscriptions and costs. You'll have to pay monthly for these, typically between $10 and $20 a month, and then you've got all of them, to my knowledge, are self-hosted. So in other words, if you go with Wix or GoDaddy, it's actually hosted with that company as well. So you kind of pay the fee, and it includes the hosting, and it includes, use of the website builder. Another con is the generic templated designs that are not unique. So in other words, you can think, oh, I'll pick that template for my business, but the chances are it's being picked by thousands of other businesses as well. So, all right, you can make it unique by putting your logo in there and your text and your images, but it's still a template that's shared with thousands of other people. Poor SEO, so without exception, Wix or GoDaddy or these site builder websites do not do as well as other, custom design websites. They're hosted on shared servers with thousands and thousands of other websites, generally in the US, and they're just not very well optimized for search engines. So generally, if it's a Wix website or GoDaddy or one-on-one, they generally do quite poor in search engine positions. I've gone up one too far. Limited functionality and scope for expansion. So what they are really, it's like an out-of-box solution for a website. So as I was mentioning before, it has the convenience and the simplicity for a non-tech user to be able to get up and running. But as soon as you want to start doing custom functionality and changing the look of the website to any degree, you can't. You're limited to out-of-the-box solutions. You can increase the functionality by buying plugins or apps, as they're sometimes called, within the website builder, but they're always monthly, so that you pay monthly for those. So if you buy, let's say, I don't know, some email marketing plugin, you might be paying, say, $3 a month every month to keep using that plugin. You stop paying that, you stop using it. Whereas generally, when you hire a developer, they'll charge you once, and then you've got that for the rest of the website's life. Another thing, a lack of professional one-to-one guidance. You've not got an expert with you to kind of guide you on the website functionality, the marketing of the website, how to get more business from the website, whether it's an e-commerce site or it's a lead generator, whatever type of website it is. If you're using a company or an individual who's got a lot of experience, should be able to help you market it and get more from the website and make suggestions to make it more successful. So typically, you'd hire a website designer or developer if you're looking at the website as an investment to make you money in the long term, rather than just as setting something up quick. And if you think the needs of the website are going to grow, or you want to develop it further, you're very, very limited with these website builders. I think that's it. That's my shortest talk ever. So, any questions?
Is there generally a route from a website builder to a web developer if you outgrow the limitations?
Yeah, you can export the content in XML, which is just the text, the images, yeah. But the design itself, not really. No. What you own is a content on the website. You don't own the design and the code behind it. So the content, it's reasonably easy to export. I've done it a couple of times, yeah, for people.
Some of them you can have like the database in, but if they're going to be based in America, then people are going to have problems with the data thing, surely. If all of that content's going to be sat in America and not sat here for GDPR. So that's another con, isn't it?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Well, if the website of one of those... And
what, a website builder?
Website builder, you actually have a content management in, so you've got your data in there, if they're all hosted in America.
It's illegal.
Then that's
well, it will be
illegal,
from the 22nd of May.
Yeah, because it's got to be hosted in Europe and...
Is it really?
Yeah, Europe
Right.
and UK. So
Okay.
I suppose that's something to be aware of.
That might be something that they're preparing for, I'm not sure.
And I'm guessing if you've just got a website with a contact us button on there and you don't hold any data, then it's not a problem.
No, it's
Because
only
I-
if they actually hold the data,
Mm.
isn't it?
If you want to hold data, I'm guessing the website builder is not the program you want.
Yeah, it depends. If it's an e-commerce website, for example, you're going to be holding data in the database. If it's just a simple website where it's a contact form, well, you can hold the data on the website, on the web server, or it can just come through to your email. Yeah.
I'm guessing with website builders though, if you haven't got any design skill at all, even if it's got a template, it still look horrible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've built websites for people, and I give them tutorial videos, and some people are just lazy, and they just either don't watch the tutorial videos or they add the wrong images that just don't work on the page. So yeah, you still do need some technical nonce about it. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
being able to add text on a website builder is one thing. Know what colour and what font.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Yeah,
everything else.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Normally, what you find is good, and then people can't read it because the colours don't match.
Generally, the more powerful the website, the more functionality and the more power you give to the user, the more can go wrong. So website builders are in a box, you know, like thinking in a box. It's all kind of templated here and there, which is good for some people, but it's very limited. So that, you know, that it's a trade-off. It's a risk and reward type of choice that a person has when they decide to get a website.
So does your website expire when you don't pay your annual rent?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And then that would be the same as hosting your own website anyway, or if you're paying a company like myself, I offer hosting free for the first year. Then it's typically 30 quid per year to 50 quid depending on the website.
Yeah, of course, I lost my website, didn't I? And you renewed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at a bad time. Yeah.
We come across
Wasn't
people
Scotland
that
at the time.
don't have websites, and I would imagine nowadays it's just one of those things that you should have at least something. I mean, the minimum we found is one page going, this is our name, this is our address, contact us, with nothing.
But then if you're going to have a website that poor, you might as well not have a website, because if you're if you're just a hobbyist, it doesn't matter. If you've got a business, you've got a really poor website, don't have the website, because it's a first impression that some people
So
have.
would you say it's bad for the business not to have a website?
Most businesses, yeah. I mean, you can have a Facebook page, you can have a Google page, YouTube.
No social media, nothing internet.
Yeah, I think it's bad. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But it's better than going onto a website and thinking, well, they've got news and the news says 2015. Thinking, well, that makes it worse than not having a website at all, surely.
Yeah. Well, in that case, then you don't want blogs. You don't want a blog section of the website. If you're not going to update it reasonably frequently, you might as well just get rid. Yeah. Unless it's, you could kind of rebrand it as articles and then take the date off them. You can do
I
that.
was on a website the other day and thought, I'm not going to trust this company. 2015 was the last time they updated it. I thought, why am I going to...
I mean, I went to meet somebody in Halifax and I said, you don't look like the photograph on your website. And he said, well, that was done 12 years ago. and never
What, did they have a sex change or something in the between?
No, never changed. He had dark hair. He had hair. And then he had a little sort of fringe of...
Wasn't Martin, was it?
And a lot of people, I don't think they check the website. I mean, we were looking, because we every week we look at websites that are either funny or whatever. And there was one where there's a link and it went into handbags. And you just think, at what point would you not check your...
I think business owners or, you know, sole traders, they need to be honest with themselves. If they're not honest and not prepared to take responsibility for the website, they should either not have one or pay somebody like me. I mean, I have a few clients who pay me to do it. They'll say, "Oh, can you do this?" And I'll even though they can do it themselves.
Yeah, but they're busy
But
doing other things.
yeah, so I'll do it for them. You know, or they'll either pay. Well, I'll just charge for that job. They want me to create 2 more pages, write some content. I'll charge per the job, or they'll pay me a monthly thing, and I'll just do bits of updates.
Do you do advertising of any form? Do you do social media or anything for people, or do you just do the website itself?
Yeah, I'll set people up, but I generally don't. I'm not an ongoing marketer. I'll set people up with AdWords. I'll set things up for them and do it for the first month, and then train them how to do it. But I'm not someone who likes to run ongoing marketing campaigns.
So how do you do lead generation then for people? Because that's one of the things...
Well, first of all, search engine optimize a website, get it listed high up in the search engines for those targeted keywords. That's the first thing. That takes a bit of time. You can't just launch a website and next week it's #1 on Google. That's not realistic. Setting up with AdWords, social media marketing, email marketing. I'll set everything up for them, whether it's using my software or they've bought into MailChimp or something like that.
So you would train them on how to do
Yeah,
what
yeah.
to do and then leave them to do it. And do you
Yeah.
check up that they are doing it or just leave it to them?
Yeah, I'll say how's it going. Yeah, I'll check in with them. Yeah. And some people don't, and then they say, well, actually, can you do it? And then other people they're just not bothered for whatever reason. I think it also depends. A lot of businesses don't actually seem to want to get more business. I have some clients who genuinely are that busy. The website is not a priority because they've got so much business. And that's a great position to be in. But still, the website is nice because they're referring clients to it. They're doing the occasional blog or video post or whatever. As I've said before, the website is a hub. It's for all your online presence, whether it's social media, email, your CRM, your search engine optimization. It's the hub where everything is centered around. And with website builders, we're a little bit limited to it. So if you want to integrate it with other bits of software you've got, it's impossible in a lot of cases.
So do you think you need a website over businesses who just have a Facebook page? As a business, do you think it's better to have a website rather than a Facebook page?
Well, have both. A Facebook page is free, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless you're going to pay for advertising.
Yeah, but a lot of people have a Facebook page but don't have a website.
It depends on the business. You know, if you're just a little hobbyist who just does a little bit in your spare time, maybe you don't need a
But I
website.
meant as a business.
Yeah, businesses should have a website, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
But I'm going to say that. But no, you know, of course.
no, I think I'd have a dynamic website because I'd go to all sorts of different businesses. I see all different products. So if I do a site survey, I'll probably access a website after that survey 6 or 7 times. The client's website, I want to know what to do before I get there. Then when I get there, they've got product lines or products which I need a technical specification for. And it's so frustrating when you go to a website to get something about a product and you hear they haven't got any technical manuals on it, it's just selling. And I think, yeah, but if I've got a website where I can download a technical data sheet, that's that company then when I'm on site again, I'll recommend that company.
See, that also comes down to the content on the site. The mistake a lot of people have when they're writing their own content is they're just too salesy, just trying to sell, rather than think, how can I position myself as an expert? Somebody can trust because I'm good at what I do. They just try and sell.
I think that's what you get with a designer rather than a builder. Somebody will help you structure your content so you're coming across with the right message.
Yeah.
Because that's what your skill is.
I generally don't write content for websites, but I will give people guidelines. And if they write something and it's wrong, I'll say, look, that's not going to work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Whereas if they do it on a site builder, nobody's going to tell them that. They'll just do it and they'll think, oh, this website's not working, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, I classic the other day I went down to Leicester Square to do a site survey of the building, and they've got a vibration system in there. The site engineer said, I don't know what that valve does over there. It was a road torque valve, and it kind of diverts pressure. So I went into the website, and fantastic. I got the information, scanned it, put it in a report, sent it to him.
And they've read what they've got.
I'm his hero, but it's been there for 5 years, and I haven't got the time to find out.
Oh, you've got an easy job.
See, this is where an advantage of working with someone like me was, because I run a business, you generally, you've gone through this learning curve already. They might have been in business for 20 years, but when it comes to marketing, they're really not very good. So that's, again, it's having that one-to-one experience that you won't get through using a website builder.